gamers, I'm Rooting Water and this is 7 Days to Die Alpha 15. Yes, Alpha 15 has finally been rolled out to the general public, so I thought I'd make a little video giving my opinion on this major update. I would also like to point out that the game is currently heavily discounted at greenmangaming.com. Go there and you can get it for 60% off at the time of this video. At $10, this game is a must-have. Note that I'm not endorsing greenmangaming.com and I've had no experience shopping through them, but this special was shared by the game developers, so I would guess that they must be trustworthy. Anyway, let's get on with it. Alpha 15 has been in development for a number of months now. It incorporates a huge list of changes and fixes, as well as many new features. The most obvious of these new features is the inclusion of NPC traders. Trading introduces a whole new element to the game, and provides a new means of accessing items which you may desperately need, but have been unable or unwilling to find. It also adds a new dimension to the already important task of inventory management. Those gun parts which you don't need, and would have previously scrapped for some quick resources, now you have to decide if it's worth keeping them for their sale value, or do they take up too much room in your backpack to make it worthwhile. My experience with traders so far has been fairly limited. I've sold quite a bit and gotten my coin tally over 5,000, but I'm yet to find anything for sale that I really need. The most useful items I've bought have been cans of food in the early game, when I was struggling to find the essentials. Of course, I was only able to do that because I stumbled on a trader outpost very quickly. If I hadn't done that, I probably would have just played the game in the old style of scrapping anything I didn't need. Another element which should be immediately noticeable is the new distant terrain feature, which shows a blurred version of the distant landscape, much further than the previous versions. This works extremely well, allowing you to get a general outline of distant features, without being unrealistically detailed. Climbing up a mountain to get a better view of your surroundings, and thus making a decision on which way to explore, is much more useful now. And speaking of mountains, the new random generation system has been altered to allow for some absolutely gigantic mountain ranges. I was extremely impressed at how much the system has improved, with realistic variations in the landscape, adjusting smoothly from desert plains to giant peaks, without the odd cutout sections and drop-offs previously seen. I actually found myself admiring the landscape, impressed by the fidelity of distant ranges and peaks. Along with the new terrain features, there are also a host of new buildings, some of them quite unique and impressive. Also added are a slew of new items and building blocks, though I haven't had the opportunity to do much building yet, beyond the basic 3x3 wood frame dwelling and a few doors. There has also been a heap of new zombies added. Some of them are specific to certain types of buildings and drop unique loot, as well as some changes to a few of the existing ones, such as the ferals, which can now run at any time of day. There has also been a change to the way hordes spawn during the Blood Moon events. Rather than a whole bunch of them spawning in 1 or 2 waves, they seem to come in smaller groups but spawn continually throughout the night. These seem to be in an effort to reduce the lag associated with huge hordes and keeps you on your toes until daybreak. One feature that is not included in this update is the NPC bandits, which have been spoken of for such a long time. There was apparently an issue with their animations, so rather than put off this update even longer, this version was released without this feature. Word is that new motion capture will be done and the bandit NPCs will be in Alpha 16. The changes included are far too numerous to mention them all, so be sure to check the huge changelog for more details. Overall, it would seem to me that the difficulty has been slightly increased. Rare items and weapons seem to be much harder to find, and I was surprised by the number of dogs encountered early in the game, though this was only in one area. Combat itself seems to be pretty much the same, though I found the bow easier to use, especially when zoomed in. Another aspect which impressed me was the noticeable improvement in the game's performance. I've been playing this on the same laptop I used to record my previous 7 Days videos, and the frame rate seems to be much more consistent. This update offers many improvements and makes this already brilliant game that much better. There really is nothing else in the apocalypse survival genre that can compete with it. Thanks for watching.